everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. I have another cute little farmhouse decor sign idea for you for today. It uses one of these sweet summertime mason jar signs from the Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do to prep this sign is I'm going to take this hanger out and I'm going to save it because it's one of those that has the little plastic ends on it that make it so nice to reuse and you don't have to do the little knots and stuff on it. So I'm going to go ahead and try to save that. So it pulls out pretty easy. And then I'm going to peel the stickers off of the back. Do this slowly and it should come off all in one piece or not. Now when I paint this sign, I'm actually going to use the back side to paint on. I am going to paint the front side of it too because I like my projects to be finished on the front and the back. Wow, this sticker is not coming off. Usually they peel off a lot easier than this. Wow, that took some doing, but it's finally off. Now, I have just a putty knife here. Swiped it from my husband's toolbox. Shh. I could get my own at the Dollar Tree. I just forgot to grab one. So I'm going to slide that in under the lemon and pop it up. I'm trying to peel it off with ripping as little bit of this as possible. Next step is I'm going to be making a sign out of this, and I want it to be a mason jar sign. And mason jar to me says farmhouse. Mason jar with a handle doesn't say farmhouse to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little hacksaw that I got at the Dollar Tree and I'm going to cut off the handle and the straw. I want it to just be a mason jar. Now, hopefully, this was only $1. Hopefully it'll work well. So I'm just sticking it in there, and there's actually a little notch there already. Now I can just clean that edge up with some sandpaper. Then I will turn it over, and I'm going to paint the smooth side. So I've prepped my mason jar sign with 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory. I've punched back out my holes because sometimes chalk paint fills in the holes and then you can't get things through. And now I need to paint my lid. And for painting the lid, I'm going to use the steel color of the Waverly semi-gloss acrylic paint. This is sold right there with the chalk paint. And I wanted something that was metallic. I wanted it to kind of look like those old-fashioned mason jar lids. So that's why I chose this color. And after this dries, I might touch it with a little bit of the antique wax just to make it a little more rustic looking. So I have not used this paint. I shook it up, but I might need to do a couple of coats. And when I do the bottom part of the lid, I'm doing it kind of rounded. I don't want this to be straight across because then it wouldn't look like a mason jar lid. It needs to be kind of rounded because when you look at a mason jar with a lid on it, it's rounded. And that will help it look a little more realistic. Now, once you get this sign painted, you can do so many different things with it. You could put chalkboard vinyl on it and make it into a chalkboard. You can paint a saying on it. You could make a menu board out of it. There's so many different things. You could just decorate it with flowers or put little stickers on it that look like lightning bugs. It's totally up to you. Use your imagination. What I am going to do, and I'll show you here in just a second, is I'm going to use a sticker that I found at the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree wall art stickers because they look like professional lettering when you get them onto a sign. And I did a sign and sold it last weekend at my craft sale at my farmer's market using this sticker. It's broken into 3 parts. So this is one sticker, this is one sticker, and this is one sticker. And I just put it down one of those long wooden tags, and I will be putting a video showing you how I made that one. So I used this one. But for this mason jar, I thought it would be fun to do this one. Dance with fairies, ride a unicorn, swim with mermaids, chase rainbows. I'm hoping I can fit all that in there. If not, we'll see what I do. I might have to cut it apart a little more. I'm not sure. So there is my lid. I'm going to let it dry, and I don't think I'm going to put a second coat of paint on it. I thought I might need to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to put in some lines with a paint pen to make it look more like a realistic jar. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and I'll come back and show you the next step. My silver paint is dry for my jar lid, and I've gone in, I don't think you can see it, but with a pencil I've kind of drawn the lines I want on there. And now I'm going to go over them with my paint pen. It's just a painter's pen. This is a fine point, and I got it at Walmart. They're about $2 a pen. So I'm just going to start by making a circle, kind of an oval circle, to make my lid look more round. Now, to get these paint pens going, you gotta push down on them and let the paint kind of flow into the tip. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, I do not care that it is not flooding in super duper. Okay, I kind of like just the look of the shadow. Another way you can tackle this is to use a Sharpie marker. You can also go over that line with a Sharpie marker. Okay, Sharpie markers are sometimes easier to come by. And I'm just making sure that all of my lines are curved so that it looks like a jar lid. Okay, and I'm just going to outline my lid a little bit so that it stands out and looks like a jar lid. Okay, you can totally just kind of do however makes you happy. Okay, now there's also a way of making a little spiral down here to make your jar look more rounded. I am not going to do that. I was going to do that, but when I measured out my sticker, it's going to go all the way to the bottom. So I am just going to outline my jar kind of a doodly way with little gaps in between, and then up here I'm just going to put a second line, and I'm going to do one here and one here. Okay, that is all I'm going to do before I put my sticker on. I am going to erase these pencil lines that I had put on before I measured my sticker. Okay, sometimes art, you just have to experiment and do what you think is best. Now, I am looking for a sticker, or maybe I'll have my husband cut it for me out of vinyl, that says something to the effect of collect memories, not things. And I want little fireflies in here. There's my jar ready to go. And here's the sticker I'm going to use. Dance with fairies, ride a unicorn, swim with mermaids, chase rainbows. Now, as I was measuring it out, I leave it on the backing first and kind of see where I need to start it. And then I kind of put my finger down where the end of the sticker happens. And then I line up my next one. And it's going to be really close. So I need to start with my Dance with Fairies right up here under the edge. Okay, so these peel pretty easily. It's just a matter of getting the fancy cut edges loose. Okay, try not to put your fingers on the back too much because they'll show a little bit. And I'm going to center the words Dance with Fairies right up under the lid. Now, when you put these down the first time, just kind of let them sit down on there. Don't push them down until the very end. Peel off the second piece. I just got this at the Dollar Tree this week, this sticker. I had never seen it before. So if you want some of these, you better go get them. I also got a really cute unicorn and a really cute llama, but they're really big, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to scooch rainbows down here to the bottom. And that means I can move my Dance with Fairies down just a tiny little bit, so it's not right up under the jar. Don't overlap your stickers, because we're going to put Mod Podge over the top to keep them from coming up. Then I always hold it up to see if it's straight. Mermaids looks a little crooked to me. Once you're happy with the placement and it looks straight, start from the center and smooth them down. But I have my sticker on the way I want it and it's looking nice. I need to coat it with a coat of Mod Podge, and I'm using the matte finish. And I am just going to squeeze a little bit on, and I'm going to cover the whole jar, just because if you don't, it makes an uneven texture and you can tell that it hasn't been done. So just back and forth, you're just making sure to seal down those stickers. That is all covered with Mod Podge and ready to go. The next step will be to wrap some jute twine on it, put a hanger, and I don't think I'll hang anything else from it unless possibly I hang a little star from the side. I'll be back when the Mod Podge is dry. Okay, so my sign has dried and it is time to decorate it. So I don't know for sure if I'm going to use these or not, but I'm prepping them so I have them ready to go just in case. What I have is a couple of little wooden heart shapes, and there's hearts here. So I was going to do a star, but I didn't like the gold thread that was already embedded into the star. So I thought these are kind of cute. I'm just going to leave them the natural wood, and I have two of them. And I'm just threading the jute through one of the holes and cutting enough to make a loop. Okay, so we're going to start by wrapping some jute twine. Got this at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to keep this edge over here kind of long for right now, just so I have it to tie with. So this is 5 times around, and I'm just cutting a little string on that, and I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, now this is where I decide, and I've got my hot glue gun heating up. I think I'm going to touch this with glue just so it stays rounded like the jar lid. My glue gun is still heating up, so I'll go on with this side and see here. Now I'm thinking that a little bow would be a cute thing, kind of like that. I'm just pulling these up just to see. I'm experimenting at the moment. Decorating my signs, I always experiment. I try it with, I try it without, and then I make up my mind. Do I like it? Because I don't make and put things in my booth that I don't like. If I don't like it and it doesn't sell, then I'm stuck. But if it doesn't sell and I do like it, then it's good to go. I think I kind of like that. And I have this piece over here that I was tying my bow with. I'm going to bring one of those through the loops of the hearts so that the hearts stay under the bow. Then I'm going to kind of adjust it so that the knots of the heart strings are underneath. Then I'm going to tie another knot and another bow. And then we're going to see if we like it. And if not, we just cut it off and start again. It's not a big deal. It's just string. I like the way that looks. And I'm going to pull my bows a little bit bigger, and I'm going to try double knotting this bow just because I don't want the bow to come undone. Now let's see how it looks. And that leaves the hearts hanging down and the strings from the bow hanging down. Just kind of fuss with it, get it to look like the way you want it. I just think that that looks cute over on the side. Okay, and now that my hot glue is hot, I'm just going to make a little dot on the line in 3 spots. The last thing I need to do is to put the tag or the string holder back in. And I have a little paper piercing tool. I'm just going to run it back through the holes because paint accumulates in there. And you just want to make sure you've got a big enough hole for your hanger. I'm going to go from the front. These are nice because they've got a little plastic band on them. Okay, so I thread that piece through, and then because there's a little plastic end on there, that will hold and keep it from going back through. And there you have it. Dance with fairies, ride a unicorn, swim with mermaids, and chase rainbows. I hope that you go out and get one of these mason jar signs for yourself. Remember, you'll have to cut off the handle and the straw and take off the fruit that's glued on it. But remember to look for things as for what they could be, not what they're exactly expected to be. Okay, so this has been my mason jar sign project. I hope you go try it for yourself. This has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.